We're here to talk about Winnie. Winnie's an interesting case. She's a special girl. Winnie was in the PAWS program for over a year. She was in kennel. Winnie is a chow mix, and chows are traditionally, they're aloof. They are good with families, but they're not social butterflies. And unfortunately, somewhere down the road, Winnie was labeled as being difficult and as being aggressive, and she did show some aggression, and she did show some dominance. So unfortunately, she kind of got stuck in the program and got stuck in kenneling for over a year. Winnie is a beautiful looking dog, so clearly she was kind of mislabeled, or she kind of got a bad rap. Unfortunately, she found a home with Dave Little. We actually worked with Winnie in trying to get her some fosters, but the fosters that we reviewed for Winnie were not appropriate for her. So even though we wanted to find a foster for her, it was better for her to remain in the program than to go into a foster that was not right.
So we got Winnie on a Saturday afternoon, and she immediately bonded with my wife and my younger son. I have an older son who's my height, and she was a little wary of Jake. So I was able to spend about an hour with her, and everything was fine. But then I had to go to Fort Worth, and I don't mean to city drop, but I went to Fort Worth. And I came back late that night, and on my way home I'm thinking, well, Winnie's a pretty big dog. She's about 60 pounds, and I just hope everything's okay. I might be a stranger coming into the house, and I walked in and I opened up the refrigerator and shined the lights, and she was okay. She sat kind of next to me and she laid down. I reached to pet her, and she growled at me. So it was about 1 in the morning, and I go, oh, this is going to be, what if I have to go to the bathroom tonight, and so I went to bed, and I was really a little kind of apprehensive. She didn't do anything other than growl, but I was still a little scared. And in the morning we called Lisa and Juan, and they came over, and what Winnie was doing was she was just trying to be dominant, and she determined that I was the person that she had to conquer. And we spent a little bit of time working with her. And ever since then, she's been perfect. I mean, she's very smart, and we love her, and ta-da!
So when Winnie first came into the Little household, she was being Winnie. She was being a dominant, not aggressive dog, just a dominant dog with a strong temperament. And with the family, particularly Dave was a little bit unsure about Winnie, and dogs sense energy immediately. And so when she sensed a little bit of a power vacuum there, she tried to move into it, which is something that all dogs do. It's not particular to Winnie. They just all try to do that. Came over and worked with Dave on establishing that dominance, establishing that position in the house with Winnie, making it clear to her that she's part of the household, but all humans always outrank all dogs all the time. And that's a rule with any dog. Because we want to make sure that whether it's a 2-year-old or a 1-year-old that comes to visit, they're safe with Winnie. So we worked with Dave and the rest of the family on that. He's been great. He's stuck to the program, and Winnie's doing wonderfully. So the story of Isis is not unlike a lot of dogs at PAWS in the city. She was found in a busy corner. She was actually herding her puppies, keeping them away from the road, and clearly she was waiting for her family to come back, which after 3-4 hours they never did. She was found by PAWS. All the puppies were placed in homes, and Isis came into the program. Haven't worked with her very much, but clearly she needs some manners. She's got to walk on our left, and she's got to walk at our pace, okay? When we go on a walk, we go on a walk. She doesn't get to sniff around. And this is one of the things that we do with all the PAWS dogs. is the walk and walking a dog properly is critical to the way that it bonds with the family, to the way you train the dog. So showing a dog how to walk is key, and the way they need to walk is on a loose leash. The leash shouldn't be taut, you know. So let's take Isis for a walk. So when you take a dog for a walk, the dog needs to be focused on you. Shouldn't be sniffing around. If it's a walk, we're both on a walk. And the dog should be on the left-hand side and walking nicely on a loose leash. She starts to get too far ahead, then you just pull her back. Not pulling, not yanking. And she falls right in line. She starts to pull too far ahead, and then we pull her back. To make sure that she's paying attention, we're going to do an about turn. Okay, and we'll find out if she's paying attention. Keeps walking straight, and then now she's going to pay attention. We didn't pull, we didn't yank, we just made an about turn. So now she's like, I have to pay attention to where I'm going. So now with the loose leash, she's walking nicely. She can walk at her own pace. We need to let her know, you need to keep up with us, so very slow. Some people who are older or younger, small children, can't walk that fast, so she needs to know, you got to walk at our pace. Okay, then we can walk normal. If we want to jog, she'll jog with us. But now the leash is loose. So now that she's used to the collar, she's used to walking with us, she's paying attention and focusing on us. Okay, now she can be walked by anybody. The unique thing about Paws in the City is that in addition to providing for her physical needs, for the dog's physical needs, we've partnered in order to provide them with their psychological needs as well, introducing them to new homes, introducing them to foster homes. Because what that does is it ensures that the dogs are adopted into homes that can take care of them, and reduces recidivism, reduces people bringing the dogs back. It's a successful program. It's a win-win for both Paws, the dogs, us as trainers. It really does provide the adopting family or the foster family with confidence and the trust to be able to take on a new foster or take on a new adoption, which is, like, again, something that's very unique to Paws in the City. And I think it's the way that all rescue organizations are moving. Best Friends out in Utah does the same kind of thing. You can't just provide for a dog's physical needs. You need to make sure that you also address their psychological needs, because a lot of them, like Winnie, have been in kennel for over a year, and that does affect the way that a dog reacts to a new family.